About a year or so ago, I was in a women's healing circle. At the beginning, we all introduce ourselves. What's our purpose and reasoning for being there? What stage in our lives are we in? I shared that I believed that I had healed myself, completed the healing process, was ready to move on to the next stage of my life. Someone responded saying, well, we're never really healed. It really got me pondering. Because on one side, I very strongly disagree with her. I know how I feel. I know that I feel healed. I feel fulfilled. The other side of it, I also kind of believe what she's saying. There is always, let's say, work to do. Upon my pondering, I realized that we have really confused the healing journey with the lifelong work. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Jackie, and I help people find happier, healthier, more fulfilling lives, to elevate their lives through finding a balance between their mind, body, and soul. So first, today I want to talk about what is a healing journey. And before I go into that, I want to very strongly declare you are not broken. You do not need to be fixed. The healing journey is not about fixing yourself. It's not about putting together your broken pieces. That is not a thing. You do not have to view yourself as broken. That's a big misconception that we really need to debunk. Your healing journey is not a project. You don't need to be fixed. Furthering on that, the healing journey is not linear. It's not one size fits all. It's not everybody's journey is the same. The healing journey is unique to you. My healing journey was unique to me. Comparing our journeys to other people's is a really slippery slope. It's like comparing fruit to water. They're both hydrating, but they're two completely different things. You can't compare the two. Learning to sit with our journey and not look at it in comparison to other people's is really such an important part of the healing journey in itself. If anything, I think it's relevant to look at the healing journey as a tightening of some screws. You're not broken. You don't need to fix yourself. You don't have to put pieces together, but you might be a little wobbly. Might be some screws you need to tighten to make your foundations a little sturdier. The healing journey is a journey to wholeness. It's a journey to completeness. It's a journey to your authentic self. It's not a journey to healing broken parts of yourself or fixing broken parts of yourself. It's a journey to dig into where is the person that is my authentic self? Where is the person that is my unique self? Your authentic self is your truest self. It's a combination of everything from your passions to your expression, your strengths, your desires, your beliefs. It's an unapologetic display of your emotions and feelings. For me, a big part of my healing journey was getting comfortable with my feelings. I feel really big. For so long, I thought that to feel deeply was something wrong, that there was something wrong with me, and to show a vulnerability was a sign of weakness and that I couldn't be weak. Throughout my healing journey, I learned that my vulnerabilities are one of my biggest strengths. The healing journey consists of finding out what your traumas were, what your subconscious beliefs are, what your patterns are, how you're reacting in certain ways without even realizing it, how you repeat patterns to understand our self-sabotaging behavior. A lot of times, the healing journey has a lot to do with inner child work. During our childhood is when these patterns start to layer up. They're patterns or habits, behavior, mainly subconscious, that come from culture, society, maybe family expectations, maybe they're expectations we put on ourselves because of what we're seeing in our society, in our culture, etc., etc. And our authentic self is hiding beneath those layers of societal programming, conditioning, beliefs, patterns. Under all of those layers, our authentic self is just kind of like hiding there, like, hey, been waiting for you to find me. Most importantly, the healing journey is about creating new beliefs and new patterns, or maybe even coming back to the beliefs that we had as children, the beliefs we know about ourselves. I was at my niece's 8th birthday party this weekend. These little girls were so unapologetically themselves, the dance moves they're doing, the faces that they were making. If one of them was upset, she let you know she was upset. She wasn't hiding that she was upset. It really was so mind-boggling to me to see that this group of little girls was what we as adults aspire to be. Now, I'm gonna ask the question that needs to be asked. Are we ever really healed? Are we ever fully healed? And I believe that yes, we are. First of all, it's a feeling. I can't deny my feeling. I know that if I feel that I've reached the end of my healing journey, then that's where I am. It doesn't mean that I might not start another one down the line, but right now, I feel that I am healed, I am full, I am complete. I believe that when we fully accept ourselves, regardless of what it may look like, whether it's good, bad, otherwise, that's when we're healed. When we realize that I can sit back and be happy with myself as a person, I can express myself authentically, I can live in my truth authentically, I don't need anyone's validation outside of my own validation, that's when you're healed. That's when you've reached a state of healing. When your screws are so tight that your foundations are solid and you don't have to worry about falling apart, no matter how much is stacked on top of you and how much weight you have to hold, you know you're solid, that's when you're healed. Now, what about the idea that the healing journey is forever? Honestly, in my opinion, it's bullshit. I believe that it was bullshit created by healers or teachers that are unhealed themselves. So they are projecting their inability to heal themselves on their students or their clients. Shots fired. I know that's going to be a very unpopular opinion. People who are calling themselves healers who are unhealed themselves. How can you help someone to heal if you haven't healed yourself? I don't know that you can. I don't know that someone who is fully healed would refer to themselves as a healer, because someone who is fully healed knows that you have to heal yourself. Someone can inspire you, someone can show you the way. I did not get here 100% on my own. I've had many teachers along the way show me different modalities, different tools, different exercises that have helped me to heal myself. I'm not saying that it's something that we have to fully do on our own. I'm just saying that if a person's job is to take money to heal people, there's not really an incentive for them to heal that person, because that means they're not going to be making money anymore. At the end of the day, the healing journey isn't forever, because the healing journey is a journey to your most authentic self. And once you find him or her, you're healed. Now, you may lose him or her again along the way, and that's why I said I may have to embark on another healing journey in the future. I don't know what tomorrow has. I don't know what next year has in store for me. There may be a time where I lose myself so deeply that I have to go back on that journey to find myself again. Now, once you uncover that most authentic version of yourself, that's when the lifelong work begins, because there's the healing journey and then there's our lifelong work. And this is where there's a misconception that the healing journey is forever, when it's really the lifelong work. The lifelong work is recognizing those patterns when they start to come up, because we're going to have times in our lives where things will come up that will trigger an old pattern. And the lifelong work, not the journey work, is choosing differently. The lifelong work is accepting that maybe you don't know everything. We can always learn, and maybe sometimes we have to put our ego aside to say, I was wrong about that. Accepting that we're not perfect, because no one and nothing on this planet is perfect. That's the lifelong work. Not comparing ourselves to others. That's the lifelong work. The lifelong work is the endeavor of just being a human and placing your happiness, your joy, and your peace as a priority in your life. Choosing to express yourself, your most authentic self, in every place that you are is the work. Especially in the age of social media, it's not letting what everyone else is doing sway you. The lifelong work is now, you know who your authentic self is, now root into her. Put your feet down, plant into him or her, and choose to live in that authentic version of yourself. Choose to be rooted in that authentic version of yourself, so that nothing around you, whether it's coming from social media, your family, society, your culture, coming from anywhere, can sway you. You're not easily moved if your feet are firmly on the ground. In this day and age where everything around us is trying to convince us that we need to do better, be better, fix ourselves, the lifelong work is knowing that you do not need to be fixed. You are not a project. You are not broken. You do not need to work on yourself consistently. I think a big part of realizing I was healed was to stop doing this work on myself. A few months ago even, I had an hour-long morning routine where I'm writing affirmations, I'm writing this, I'm doing that, I'm journaling, da-da-da-da. I don't need to do that every day. I meditate every morning, take care of my mind, body, and soul. I meditate, I work out, I take care of myself. That's the lifelong work, taking care of yourself. I'm gonna wrap this up by summarizing. Firstly, you are not broken. You do not need to be fixed. The healing journey is a journey to your authentic self. To be healed means that you accept your most authentic self, no matter what he or she looks like. And that lifelong work is just about being rooted and solidified in your most authentic self, choosing differently when those patterns start to creep up. And lastly, I want to apologize to anyone who has been convinced that they were broken, that they needed to be fixed, the idea that they have this lifelong uphill battle with healing. I promise you that you do not need to heal yourself forever. I promise you that you do not need to work on yourself forever. And I'm sorry if someone convinced you otherwise. I promise you that there is flat, fertile ground in your future. My name is Jackie, and I help people find happier, healthier, more fulfilling lives through finding a balance between their mind, body, and soul. You can also find me on social media. I'm at Jackie is Alive on everything: TikTok, Pinterest, Twitter, and Instagram. I make new videos here every Monday and Friday. You can start your week and end your week off with a little bit of Jackie. Don't forget to click subscribe, and I will see you at the end of the week.